At the beginning of this year, California had only recovered 33.6% of jobs lost as the coronavirus sickened the state's economy along with millions of people worldwide. By last month, that percentage had risen to 63.5%. The state is making strides, but is it enough? Fast enough? Live with me is Dee Dee Myers, former White House press secretary and current director of the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development. Good morning to you and welcome to Fox 40 News at 11.
Thank you very much. Good to be with you.
Well, it's good to have you. Now, Texas likes to try and beat up on California, saying taxes and fees are less there, come do business there. Elon Musk of Tesla following that lead. But this year through September, that state has added only 453,100 non-farm jobs. California has added the most in the nation, 812,000. So really, everything isn't bigger and better in Texas, right?
That's right. We've seen the largest increase in the total number of jobs, outpacing every state in the nation, including Texas and Florida, in the total number of jobs added, as well as the rate of growth. We've seen, as you noted at the beginning of the segment, that we've seen a big decrease. Well, we've seen a big increase in the number of jobs replaced that were lost during the pandemic, and we've seen a big drop, the nation's biggest drop, in the unemployment rate in the months from January to the end of September, which is the last period that figures are available for. So we feel good about it. You know, California is coming back. The governor made a decision to prioritize keeping Californians safe. And as you know, we have among the lowest infection rates, transmission, hospitalization, and death rates. We also have among the highest vaccination rates. And we think that's a big part of why the economy is coming back. We still need to do more. More Californians still need to get vaccinated, particularly as we head into the winter, into the holiday season, and we expect to see some spike, particularly among unvaccinated. But we feel good about where we are. We still have a lot of work to do, but we're on the right track.
What job sectors in California are still lagging when it comes to the coronavirus comeback?
Well, the sectors that were hardest hit, things like travel and tourism and entertainment, are still recovering. Now, interestingly, we've seen the biggest increase in jobs in those sectors, but those are the ones that had the farthest to go. And so we're still seeing, adding back jobs in those particular sectors. And we're doing what we can at the state level to help support that. For example, over the last year, we provided $4 billion in small business grants, small business relief grants to help those businesses that support those industries, from restaurants to shops to all the other businesses that support our state, to help them recover. We've helped invest in some of our larger businesses to make sure that they create not just jobs, but high-paying jobs in critical areas. We just announced a couple weeks ago that we've allocated another $150 million through our Cal Competes tax credit program, and that will create not just hundreds of thousands of new jobs, but real investment in the state to help build our infrastructure and keep things moving. So again, we're doing what we can, we're coming back, but we still have work to do.
We know that fact and feeling can be very different, and even though there's a lot of encouraging news that you just mentioned about the state's economy, a new statewide survey by the Public Policy Institute of California indicates that 1 in 5 Californians see a lack of well-paying jobs in their part of the state as a big problem. And 1 in 5 also saying that a lack of well-paying jobs is making them seriously consider moving out of state. Are we not adding the right kind of jobs back into the economy?
Well, I think the entire country has seen a very challenging 18 months. In the aftermath of the COVID-induced recession, a lot of jobs went away, as we know. A lot of people lost hours if they didn't lose jobs, and people are still feeling the effects of that. And so I think that's both a California problem, but also a national problem. But again, I think what we're seeing is jobs are coming back here, and higher paying jobs are coming back here, but we're going to continue to do what we can to make sure that we're investing in the future. Again, our Cal Competes program is one example of a place where we invest in companies that commit to create not just jobs, but high paying jobs in California, and they invest money here, again, just building out the infrastructure and building out the communities that will continue to provide opportunities for people. You know, over the last 5 years pre-pandemic, California had the fastest GDP growth of any state in the country. We're adding not just jobs, but high quality jobs here, and we're going back to that. It's been a tough year. And we outpace places like Texas and Florida. Texas likes to brag about what a great place it is. But if you look at some of the other indicators, we're the #1 innovation economy, not just in the country, but one of the greatest in the world, if not the greatest in the world. You see that in terms of things like venture capital. We have 53% of venture capital was here in California. You know what Texas got? 3%. And that's important because venture capital will fund the new ideas, the Zooms, all the startups, the Airbnbs, and the the Teslas and all the other things. Tesla, yes, that create the kind of jobs and the kind of economy that we're so proud of here in California. We also have the most influential companies in the world. We have more than our share of the fastest growing companies in the world, and again, that's creating economic activity and better paying jobs. And so I'll put our economy against Texas's any day. For every company that goes someplace else, there's 5 new ones starting here. In fact, we led the nation in small business starts, even during the pandemic. In 2020, we had a 20% increase in small business starts here in California, which I think, again, is a testament to the innovative spirit of our people and the opportunity that we have here. And as you know, small businesses employ the majority of people in private sector jobs. So it's a very important sector, and one that we at GoBiz in particular pay very close attention to.
And we know that you, as a former White House press secretary, know all about getting that message out. So it seems like people just need to hear those things more and know about all that's happening. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.